Okay, here we are going to start on question 22. It says, what is the slope of a line in standard form, or in standard coordinate plane that is parallel to this equation here? So first we need to find what the slope is. Well, you guys know y equals mx plus b. That's our friend, right? You've been doing it for a long time. So we need to turn this into this. So we want to get y by itself. So 5y equals, I'm going to take this x and I'm going to move it over, cross the line, change the sign, right? Now, how do I get y by itself? Hopefully you're saying, hey, we want to divide. You have to divide everything by 5. So you have y equals negative 1/5 x plus 9/5. Now, what we care about is the slope. What is parallel? Parallel means it has the same slope. So we're going to look here. This is my slope, and I want it to be exactly the same. So my answer is G. 23 is you have this equation, and they tell you x is greater than 1. Which of the following is a possible value of y? So you can test it any way you want. I would plug in a number larger than 1. So let's do, and you can do this on your calculator, 2 over 2 minus 1, and see what you get. Well, what is 2 minus 1? Hopefully you're saying 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. All right, so let's try something a little bit different though, which you probably wouldn't think about. Let's do 1.1. Okay, 1.1 minus 1. And you guys can type all of this in on a calculator. Do 1.1 and then divided by 1.1 minus 1. This number here is going to get you 11, right? So the smaller we go, the bigger our number is going to get. Now let's think about a big number, right? Let's do 100. 100 divided by 100 minus 1. Well, that is 1.01. Right? So let's look at some of our options. You can automatically eliminate A and B. You're not going to get a negative answer at all. Okay? You're not going to get 0 either. So it says which of the following is a possible value. This number here is greater than 1, right? This number here is greater than 1. This number here is greater than 1. Is D greater than 1? Hopefully you're telling yourself it's not. So your only option is E. 1.9 is greater than 1. Okay, question 24. We're looking for positive integers that are divisible by 15 and by 35. So our 15's possibilities, what is 1 times 5? Or 1 times 15, sorry. What is 2 times 15? What is 3 times 15? What is 4 times 15? And what is 5 times 15? I'm going to stop there for a little bit. And now let's do our lists for 35. So 1 times 35, right? 2 times 35. 3 times 35. Okay, and let's look. Do I have 35 up here? No. Do I have 70 up here? Well, it could be a possibility, but we're not there yet. And then I haven't written down 105. So we need to keep going with our 15s, right? So we have, or after 55, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is 6 times 6 times 15? And that's going to give you 70. Okay, I lied. 15 times 5 is 75, not 70. Okay, and then we want to go 15 times 6, which is 90. 15 times 7, which is 105. There we go. So that's our least common number here. So your answer is H, 105. Okay, so we have this triangle. First thing you want to know is there's always 180 degrees in a triangle. That's our total, right? And they tell you AB is congruent to AC. So that means we have an isosceles triangle. What that tells you is whatever this is, you can call it X. This is going to be X as well. So it's like saying 58 plus X equals 180. Now we want to do 180 minus 58, right? So we're going to subtract 58 on both sides. So you get 2x equals 122 because x plus x is 2x. And then we want to divide 122 by 2. So each angle is going to be 61 degrees. Okay, question 26. You guys take a minute to read it. We are going to figure out the total between land and water. So we have 1.48 plus 3.63, and we want to add those together. Now, they both are times 10 to the power of 8, so since those are the same, we can just focus on this piece right here, okay? So we have 8 plus 3 is 11, this is 10, 1 is 11, 5, and your decimal stays lined up. So your total of land and water is 5 and 1100ths. Now, again, I don't need to worry about this. You could use your calculator if you wanted to, but I'm looking for the percentage. So I have my total over what we're talking about or what I have. Well, it says we want to just focus on which of the following is the best estimate of the probability that the space capsule will land in water. So which one number is about water? Well, it's this guy right here. So 3.63. Type that in on your calculator, 3.63 divided by 5.11, and you get a decimal. It's 0.710. Now they're looking for the percentage, and how you turn this into a percentage is by moving it over 2 decimal places, right? So that would be 71%. Okay, here we have a cube question. So we want to find the total volume here in this cube. Well, volume equals length times width times height, or base times height, however you look at it. So our length here is 7, our width here is 6, and our height here is 5, however you want to look at it. Okay, so that's going to equal, if you type all of that in, you get 210. Now, how many colors do we have? Well, we have 2 colors, a white and a black. So when we divide by 2, you get 105. Okay, here we have a square. Well, what do you know about a square? A square has all sides that are the same and right angles, okay, and has a length of 12 meters. Okay, so this is, we'll call this A, B, C, D. A certain rectangle whose area is equal to the area of this piece right here has a width. So let's draw a rectangle. And our width is 8 meters. What is the length? We're going to call this guy X. Well, first we need to find what the area is of a square. Well, if this is 12, this is 12, right? Well, how do you find the area of a square or rectangle? It's length times width, right? So what is 12 times 12? Hopefully you're telling yourself it's 144. If this is 144, they told us that this is the exact same thing. So 8 times x equals 144. How do we go about solving that? Hopefully you're telling yourself, hey, I got to divide. So x is going to equal c. All right, here we have the average of a list of 4 numbers is 92. So x plus y plus z plus, we'll call that a. So 4 numbers here equal all divided by 4 equal 92. So think about your grade right now, like how you come up with your grade, okay? You add up all the tests you've taken and you divide by the number of tests you have, right? So add up all those tests, divide by 4, and that's going to give you 92. Okay, so then they tell you, hey, we have a new list of 4 numbers that has the same first 3 numbers as the original list. But the 4th number in the original list is 40, and the 4th number in the new list is 48. What is the average of the new list of numbers? Okay, so, and this is more of a logical question. These guys, no matter what they are, they're the exact same thing, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to call this one large group. I'm going to call it capital A. Okay, plus 48, because 48 is the new last number. We know that this guy right here is 40, right? So A plus 48, and then divide by 4, okay? And that's going to equal, what is the new list? Well, over here, we need to find out what A is. So call this all capital A, right? This is all capital A plus 40 equals, or divided by 4 equals 92. Well, you can do that. A plus 40 divided by 4 equals 92. You want to cross multiply. So what is 92 times 4? And then you get A plus 40 equals 368. And then we want to subtract 40. So 328. So capital A equals 328. So now that I know that all 3 of those numbers have to equal 328, let's plug that in there. 328. You can type all of this in on your calculator now. So 328 plus 48, and then again we want to divide by 4. So your new total is 94. Okay, so take a minute and read. I tells us that we're going east, and J tells us we're going north. So 1I is east, 1J is north. And then it tells us that this person is going south, so east, north. So if we go south, that means the opposite of this is going to be a negative. And then they say 12 miles, so negative 12J, right? So your answer is B. If east, so east and west go together, north and south go together. So think of it like your actual grid, right? Up, positive, down, negative. Right, positive, left, negative. Okay, so here on 32, we have nothing in this cup. This glass is filled 1/4. This one's filled 1/2, and this one's filled 4/5 of the way. And we want all of the cups to have the same amount of water. Well, we're going to add 0 plus 1/4 plus 1/2 plus 4/5 together. Okay, so take a moment and do that on your calculator, and you get this number. Now, we're not done because we have a total of 4 glasses. All right, this is just the amount of water that has been added in there. So we want to take this fraction and we want to divide it by 4. And that's going to tell us how much each glass should hold. So when we divide that by 4, you get 31/80. Okay, so this is where I'm going to stop this video, and I'll pick the next one back up on question 33.